Mirror has quite a lot on this story. The police are not looking into Angela Rayner any further. There was some idea that she had pretended to live at one house while she was living at another, and that she sold a house and hadn't paid tax on it. Oh, it all got very complicated. What do you think, Tim?
Well, look, I think the Tories went after Angela Rayner because she connects with people in a way that few others do. I don't think she's handled this particularly well. I don't think the underlying offence was a serious one, but she never really fessed up from the beginning. Shouldn't have ever been in the police's hands, though. It wasn't a police matter. It's a matter for the HMRC or for the local council. I think she's out of the woods. She'll be OK. But I think she took a long time to provide an explanation. Keir Starmer's office never really identified or defended her.
Yeah, they held off it, didn't they? And Starmer says, I always do.
Today, and he said he never saw the legal advice. So,
yeah,
he was trying to just protect himself if it did go wrong.
I'll show you this. This is that clever pun, never rains but it pours. So the Rishi Sunak in the rain thing, and the idea that this is a blow to the Conservatives. There's something odd about the Manchester police investigation, because at the end of it, they do what they call a thorough investigation, and then at the end of it, they say it's not a police matter.
Yeah.
Well, they should have said that at the beginning.
They felt under pressure. I don't know, because it was a Tory MP who started this thing, and helped by Dan Hodges incredibly helped by Dan Hodges of the Mail, who seems obsessed with Angela. Actually, he's got this thing about Angela Rayner.
Well, maybe he thinks she's an effective... I mean, she's a standout Labour MP, isn't she?
And she's very... she not only connects with people, she kind of represents a whole history of what the Labour Party should be standing for, which Keir Starmer... an exam Keir Starmer has repeatedly failed. He doesn't get the history.
It reminds me of those who are old enough, the Tony Blair-John Prescott relationship.
Exactly.
One sort of connects with the middle class, one more with the working class.
Was not the brightest button in the box, let's say. Oh. Whereas Angela is very, very bright. And her life story is amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
Well, single mum and battled through tough childhood, etc. Yeah, I mean, I sort of think, she's someone there are politicians who smoke who always hide it. So I was shocked once. I was talking to Paddy Ashdown, the late Lib Dem leader, and he lights up a cigarette. I thought, I've never seen him smoke. Of course, they don't ever want you to know. She's standing on a street corner outside the Labour conference smoking.
I really like her.
Yeah.
I really like her.
But like Prescott, she probably is exactly as she appears to be.
Yeah.
And that can create difficulties in politics, can't it, Tim?
Absolutely.
Well, I think,
Speak your mind.
because I think all three current leaders of the three main parties are charisma-free white men.
Who are we talking about? Sunak?
Ed Davey.
They really are devoid of charm and charisma.
The Lib Dems are one of the three main parties now.
Here is a woman who has it. Yeah.
OK, interesting. She will have a very... Well, of course, Starmer tried to demote her. She kicked up. And he had to put her back in, and he got away with that. So Yasmin in the Telegraph, we've got actually separate, but still on Angela. She's talking about recognising Palestine. I think we have her speaking to voters in Ashton-under-Lyme.
If me resigning as an MP now would bring a ceasefire, I would do it. We can't affect anything when we're not in government. And I'll be honest with you, if Labour get into government, we are limited. I will be honest. I'm not going to promise you, because Biden, who's the US, who has way more influence, has only got limited influence in that. And if Labour get into power, we will recognise Palestine. I will push not only to recognise, but there is nothing to recognise at the moment, sadly. It's decimated.
So I don't know if that's an official policy, is it?
No, but they know very well how much dissatisfaction there is. And this is one of the things that's important to say. It's not just Muslims. To describe the situation on how people in this country feel about Gaza as a religious one is really dishonest and wrong. When you go on those marches, and I've been on those marches, every age, every ethnicity, every religion is out there.
Of the Muslim community, that does feel particularly strongly, and it's the one issue.
But it's not a Muslim issue.
Well,
it's a civil rights issue.
Tim, you think it's a dangerous issue for Labour?
Yeah.
I think an interesting picture. There wouldn't be another gathering that a Labour minister would appear in where it was all men. That basically the gathering was to speaking to all men. Any other group, Labour would require there to be...
no, Tim, that's all changed.
There's a way
now. That was 10 years ago. We now have more Muslim women in Parliament
there was no one in
elected
by
men and women.
That's a different point, Yasmin.
But that room was full of men.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so what? There might be other meetings that are full of men. Nobody's kept the women out. What I think this is about...
No,
I think this is... Let's talk about Gaza. Let's talk about Gaza.
Because you don't want to talk about that? Yeah, fine.
No, it's no. It's rubbish what you're saying. I've been to these meetings. It's no longer... It was, and I used to write about it. Things have changed dramatically.
This
really
is it.
I can't see anything.
By Guido Fawkes, right?
Well,
Angela is speaking more freely.
Are you saying that picture isn't real?
No, I'm saying it's real. There's a woman there, I think, at the back somewhere, a white woman. Yeah.
Oh, one. Well done. So,
yeah.
You can clearly see it's a gathering
Why
of
are we not talking about Gaza and talking about
I'm happy to talk about
Let's talk about Gaza.
Well, hang on. On this issue, should Labour recognise Palestine as a state? Tim?
No. What is Palestine at the moment? Is it the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank? Is it Hamas in Gaza? The trouble is, Israel's behaved very badly in lots of... I can't defend a lot of what Israel has done, but they are surrounded by basically terrorist organisations.
No, they're not, actually. Do you know who created Hamas, Tim? I'll give you 10 points if you can tell me.
Well, it's controversial. I know what you're going to say.
Netanyahu, I've got the records. I've got the evidence.
They are disputed.
No, they're not.
They are.
I tell you what, read these Times of Israel. They 2 weeks ago reported on exactly this. So don't tell me, now Hamas is the enemy organisation, which it is. Netanyahu created it because the original PLO was a secular civil rights movement. He wanted to divide it. He injected religion into it. Hamas is a religious basic organisation.
There's nothing to recognise at the moment.
No, there is, because we've now seen three. We've seen
Ireland, Spain, Norway.
No, not Sweden. Oslo.
Norway.
And it will come.
Okay. All right.
It will come.
It's
and it's important.
And it's a reward for what Hamas did on the 7th of October.
People who are being killed.
If I'm allowed to get a word in edgeways at some point, Yasmin, it would be nice. They attacked on October 7th. This recognition wouldn't have happened if those attacks hadn't happened.
All right.
Absolutely clear timetable.
Why has it gone into Rafah? They're not there.
I know you disagree, Yasmin.
I'm so angry. Every time you argue about this, right-wingers talk about Hamas because they don't want to talk about the murders, the thousands that Israel is killing. They don't want to talk about it.
Yasmin, you are always angry about something. One day you will combust on screen.
It keeps me young. See my skin? It's because I'm angry.
Okay.